Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us here for our Wednesday evening meditation where we spin into the stillness. So glad you've joined us and hoping that you can begin this November by making some time to go a little deeper within yourself, to discover some things that you may have not known about yourself before, and to have some questions answered that you might have not thought to have answered or can think about answering right now. As most of you know, if you've been here before, we work with a set of cards to guide our meditation called the Osho Zen Tarot deck, and it looks like this. So that allows us to draw a card that gives us some guidance, that answers a question from an intention that we set for ourselves in a few moments. So now's the time to begin thinking about what exactly you are looking for in this meditation. It always helps to set that intention. It always helps to ask a question. It always just helps guide your way to receiving answers that you really need to or want to receive by setting that intention. And so think about a question that you would like to have answered during this meditation. Think about some guidance that you would like to receive or ways to approach a certain situation that you are looking for. So just begin to reflect on that now, and we will set it together. What I'm going to ask you to do is to either write it symbolically in your hand. You can just do that with your finger like this, or you can write it down on a little slip of paper and then fold that paper and hold it in your hand. And then as we meditate, what we're going to ask you to do is just kind of hold that intention close to you, close to your meditation, and we will invite the energy from that intention to kind of travel through the ether to be absorbed into the slip of paper that I'm going to write the words, everyone's intention. And so during the meditation, as all that energy gathers, we will collect it all here. You'll have set your intention. You'll have added to the energy of so many others that will be watching or that will watch later. And then we're going to send it out into the flames, into the universe, so that the universe can work its magic and send it back to us in exactly the way that we are supposed to receive it. Does that make sense? I think so. So why don't we just, for the next few moments, think about it, reflect on what we might want to be answering this evening and how we may want to have this journey into our stillness. Does play out together. So let's think, and let's either write it down or make a strong mental note of it so that you can, in fact, send that energy to me and to the group and to whomever is meditating now, and we can gather it and send it away. So I'm going to do that now, and if you want to do that as well, turn the music a bit. Some reflection time. And we will go through. Now, just some framing about how we might state our intentions. And this we've learned through our Course in Miracles experiment discussion group that we have every Thursday. But when we're asking a question of the universe, we oftentimes will ask it, if we're looking for a reading or if we're looking for some information, will this happen? Or, will I change jobs? Or will I accomplish this accomplishment? But in order for the universe to activate in the way that you desire, what we have found is asking the question as a given that it's going to happen. So let's say we want to have improved relationship with our boss, for instance. Instead of asking the universe, well, will I have an improved relationship with my boss? We want to give it the understanding that it's going to happen simply because it's our intention. So the question for the universe can be, how will I improve my relationship with my boss, for instance? So asking it in the how frame allows us to set that intention strongly, to know that it's going to happen, and to allow the universe the opportunity to take care of the details. So the universe can tell us how, or the universe will show us how along the way. We don't need to worry about that. We just need to ask the universe how it's going to happen and then be open to the signs along the way. So if you are looking for guidance, maybe that's the way you might think of adding that how will I to whatever intention you're setting, or to whatever question you have. And then, as you can see, what I've done is just write the words everyone's intentions right there. So we know that this slip is being energized with everyone's how will I questions, or how will we questions, or how will the world questions. And I've got my own here that I will also include in that burning so they get fueled together, and we will go from there. It's November 2nd. It is soon after Halloween. It is the day after All Saints Day, but it is also All Souls Day. It's also the second day of the Dia de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead, the day that the Mexican holiday where everyone honors their ancestry, their ancestral line, everybody that was part of that line that led them up to this moment. And as I said in this week's newsletter, I find that such a beautiful opportunity to not only reflect on our ancestry, on that line that has led us here, on our parents or grandparents or great parents, or as far back as we can honor, but also remember that in the name of the holiday All Souls Day, that all souls mean all souls. So it might be a little way you can bolster your meditation this evening, bolster the answers to those questions, maybe even putting it to that ancestry to as helpers to the answer to our questions, or as guiders along the way. So how will my ancestors that I'm honoring today help me see what I need to see? for instance. So think about that. We're going to shuffle the cards now, and we're going to draw a card, and that card is going to be the answer, the guidance, the how to. So whatever word is on here, whatever image that we see, just know that tonight, it's not a choice as to whether this is the answer. It is the answer. Where we need to go is to discover how it is the answer. Again, with the how. Again, with this question of how is this word, how is this insight helping me in the coming days, in the coming week, in the coming months. So let's shuffle. And then after I shuffle, we're going to draw the top card. Once again, it is really because we want to ensure that you're not seeing me reach into the card deck, but I'm actually instead choosing the card from the top of the deck that we can all agree will be our collective card. So it's one card for all of us answering our individual questions and issues. It's beautiful. So let's do it. You know, I have to, I'm going to try to show you my shuffle, but I've got to hold my hands up in order for you to see it, but I don't want to drop the cards. I think I'm getting better shuffling, just along the way. Who knows? Who knows? As we know, we often draw cards that we have seen before during our meditations. On occasion, I'll draw someone that I have a card that I have not seen, which always surprises me, just as much as pulling that same card all the time surprises me, or often surprises me. Even if I get the same card, 2 times in 6 weeks, that fascinates me because there's 72 cards in this deck. How is it that we end up with one like we did last week in City, which I loved. The card's beautiful, really enjoyed it, but we did pull it before as the top card. Perhaps this one we have brand new. So I think we're ready. I've yapped on enough. Top card, you're seeing it. Da, 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 is a new one for us folks on this November 2nd, 2020. Thunderbolt. I like it. I'm going to put the card down. You can get a closer look at it, but you can just see that's the card. Very cool. And let's look at it together. Is Thunderbolt. So let's look at it together more closely. I'm going to lean up. I'm sliding on my chair. I get a break for the chair. Let's look more closely. What are we seeing? I think I know it. I can tell which card this is in the tarot deck. Again, this is the corresponds to the Rider-Waite tarot deck. And as I look more closely, what I see is a card very similar to one that oftentimes is one that I don't necessarily like to receive because it is the Tower card, which let's see what it is. So, what does that mean? When I draw the Tower card, it usually means there's a shakeup coming. There is a shakeup coming. That which we might have been building up in our minds or in our lives is due for kind of like that bolt that's going to move things around for us in a way that we did not expect, which frankly is not necessarily a bad thing. I think it appears this way, and I know that I viscerally react to this card because of its kind of because it signals a change that we're not expecting, which usually is something that we mostly resist. But given that, let's see this card, this Thunderbolt, as the way to shake us out of perhaps a sleepiness that we've been in, to bring us aware of something that we would not have been aware of unless we had this card, unless we get this event happening to us. And while I have not seen this card before, I've had my deck for a long time. I've not pulled this card, so I don't know what it says, but I'm going to guess that it does really address this idea of allowing the shake-up, allowing the lightning strike to jolt us into awareness. But let's see. This card shows a tower being burned, destroyed, blown apart. A man and a woman are leaping from it, not because they want to, but because they have no choice. In the background is a transparent, meditating figure representing the witnessing consciousness. You might be feeling pretty shaky right now, as if Earth is rocking beneath your feet. Sometimes that's how it feels in the world, doesn't it? Your sense of security is being challenged, and the natural tendencies to try to hold on to whatever you can. But this inner earthquake is both necessary and tremendously important. Thought so. If you allow it, you will emerge from the wreckage stronger and more available for new experiences. After the fire, the earth is replenished. After the storm, the air is clear. Try to watch the destruction with detachment, almost as if it were happening to somebody else. Say yes to the process by meeting it halfway. So, creative, building, and unmaking, making and unmaking. Sometimes we have to unmake before we can make something. Sometimes we have to destroy before we can build. This is that card that is saying, hey, you've got something so built up so tightly in your mind, in your heart, in your life, that the only way that you're going to let go of it is the shakeup that is on its way. Maybe it's happening to you right now. Maybe you don't have to be afraid of it because you're in it. In which case, you can meet it halfway. You can approach it with a detachment or even a little enthusiasm. Further reading about the Thunderbolt. What meditation does slowly. A good shout of the master unexpectedly, in the situation where the disciple was asking some question, and the master jumps and shouts, or hits him or throws him out of the door, or jumps over him. These methods were never known. It was purely the very creative genius of Matsu, and he made many people enlightened. Sometimes it looks so hilarious. He threw a man from the window from a 2-story house, and the man had to come to ask on what to meditate. And Mao Tzu not only threw him, he jumped after him, fell on him, sat on his chest, and said, "Got it." And the poor fellow said, "Yes." Because if you say no, he may not beat you or do something else. Or, I'm sorry, if you say no, he may beat you or do something else. It sounds a little violent. It is enough. His body's fractured, and Mao Tzu, sitting on his chest, says, "Got it." And the fact he got it, because it was so sudden, out of the blue, he could have never conceived it. Again, it is the same thing. Something we never could have seen unless something else was blown away from us, toppled from us, and then allows the clarity, the sunrise after the storm. Now this, I think, is the perfect card, is the perfect experience of this day, the Dia de los Muertes, because it is the day of the dead. It is the day where we can address the ancestry of experience, the ancestry of our life, to help us see with clarity perhaps this toppling or this shakeup that's happening. So Are you ready to do that? I know I am. I'm excited about this tonight. So let's sit back. Let's get comfortable. Let us not only keep that question in mind, but let us truly seek to go deeply, seek to open ourselves up to the lineage, to the ancestry that is not only our life, but the life of all humanity, or the life of perhaps pre-humanity, all of the beings that ever existed. Let us tap into that unending source so that we can use that universal, eternal, unending collective being of life to inform how we will make it through this experience that we're in. And I'm sure it's going to be one that creates beauty for all of us. Enough talking. Let's breathe together, and then we will close our eyes on that third breath together, and we will go into our meditation. So again, let's start by taking that deep breath, inhaling, fully filling your body with oxygen. Nice deep breath, holding onto it, and then exhaling. Again, breath 2. And hold. Exhale. One more deep breath. Inhale. Hold. And as you exhale, you allow your eyes to flutter shut. The card is available for our viewing. Anytime we want to look at it. Or we can just imagine it as we go more deeply. And again, attach ourselves to the imagery, the words that we might have listened to. As our breath returns to a comfortable yet deliberate breath of our life, that breath that is going to hold us, maintain our space in our physical self while we take a journey together into our deep, deep individual selves. Now let's use this opportunity tonight to think individually of something in our life right now that we have been perhaps slowly, carefully, and deliberately building and creating in our lives. Something that we feel very connected to. Let's imagine it vividly. Perhaps it's a creative project. Perhaps it's a relationship that we've been working on deepening or opening up. And let us imagine all of the time that we have taken, all the time that we have made to make this creation. Let us imagine the work, the enthusiasm, the determination, and let us imagine it symbolically building up like a tower, more and more. All of our energy put into this experience. Building toward the sky. Higher and higher. Our pride, our sense of accomplishment. Really feel our connection. Perhaps, dare I say, even our attachment. Let us sit with this built creation in our mind's eye. We've reached a point that we thought we were done. We were almost there. We shower it with love. We shower it with a sense of wonder and accomplishment of our own abilities to create this experience, this project, this achievement. It's all in our mind's eye, but we, as our essences right now, are actually in the heart of this creation. And now, imagine suddenly, our project, our relationship, our experience is knocked out by a giant bolt of lightning. It feels like chaos as everything unravels. Because we are in this, we are in the heart of this experience. How could it be unraveling right here in this spirit space? We resist its tumbling. We resist its unfoldment. We resist, we resist, we resist until before this experience has come completely unraveled, the chaos begins to form a beautiful, connected harmony. And we hear it like the voice from inside of our soul. A voice that we didn't even realize we could not hear. Because of the blind spot that our determination and focus and attachment just wouldn't have allowed us to hear. It's not a bad thing. It's just our voice has been trying to tell us something. That we could not hear. Because we created noise in a way that did not allow our higher power to be heard as a co-creator. But as we hear that voice rise from some of the pieces that have fallen around us, and the voice sounds sweeter and clearer than it ever has. And in this beautiful voice, we can look at what seems to have been destroyed and see inside, hidden beneath what appears to be ash, what appears to be ruins, we see the foundation has been completely intact. Like a tree with deep, deep, deep roots that could never be destroyed. And peeking out from those roots is a glorious, iridescent crystal. A crystal that glows with our favorite color in the universe. It peaks once we see it, we can't unsee it. There it is. And it was buried beneath our noise, our blocking the co-creation. And the color of our favorite colored, beautiful jewel or crystal glows brighter and brighter and brighter. And we reach in with our mind's eye and we grab that beautiful jewel in our mind's eye. And that beautiful jewel offers this clarity. It shows us something that we hadn't seen before. It shows us a new way of thinking about this project, about this relationship. And that new way is evolved from what we had going before we saw it. It's not totally different. It's something that we knew or understood, but needed that lightning bolt to create by destroying just what little needed to be destroyed until we could see the clarity. And as that crystal, that jewel grows lighter and more vibrant with that color, and we hear the voice ever so clearly sharing with us what it has been trying to share, we have a direction, we have a new direction, an evolved direction, a more complete and comprehensive direction. And while we know that this tower of experience is not going to be resurrected in one fell swoop, we feel newly and freshly inspired because we know that we are on the path to something better than we could have ever imagined before this happened. So we can see the outcome, the glory, the sense of co-creation with our deep self in our mind's eye. Is it the future? Is it the now? Of course it is. It is the future and the now. It is what was and what is and what shall be. And before we return to our physical self with this new inspiration, in the quiet, we thank with sincerity that bright, that chaotic, that surprising and shocking lightning bolt that came and revealed to us what we needed to know, see, hear, and understand. Thank you, thunderbolt, lightning bolt. Thank you, flash of what felt like chaos, but now seems completely ordered, completely necessary, completely embraceable. We are now that meditative being in the center of that universe that has kept still through the chaos to understand the clarity. That is our serenity. Thank you, Thunderbolt. And as we begin to return to our physical self, let's kind of imagine ourselves as that meditative being in the center of that card. It's a silhouetted, most translucent figure sitting cross-legged. Let's imagine ourselves just kind of filling in that silhouette, even if we're lying down. We are filling in. We are filling into that beautiful meditative figure. And on the card, the lightning still is there, and the tumbling and the realignment and the fires burning are still there. Those are not the fires of chaos. They are the fires of our own passion that only has been reignited with a new way to be inspired. Filling in. We find ourselves connected with our breath once again. And there it is, as it enters and exhales, enters as we inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. That breath that has kept us in our material physical space. Filling us in, that oxygen fills in all the material parts of our body. There it is, we can feel our hands and arms and torso and knees and feet, just filling in wherever it feels best to fill in whatever order. We feel our face come back. We feel that it is smiling because of the clarity and the understanding and the joy. Let us take those final breaths for this meditation of intention, inhaling and exhaling. And again, inhaling and exhaling. And one more deep breath as we exhale and open our eyes together. Yes. Yes. Now, as we were going into meditation, I recalled that literally moments before we started this meditation, I was working on a crafts project. And I pulled out something that I thought was going to be the final step in its creation, which was a sealant, which was supposed to be a clear gloss that I was spraying over this piece. Instead, I had purchased a smoky gray enamel that was not clear and that destroyed everything I'd been working on for the last 3 days. So even when we drew this card, I did not see that. But as we were in it, I'm thinking, oh, well, this literally just happened to me. I literally had something out of the blue, sprayed that spray, realized that everything that I had just done had been ruined. And I've been reminded that this is a sign that something better is coming, because it had to, and that this small little project is just another metaphor. I can take that disappointment and I can apply it to the big things in my life. And frankly, I wish I wouldn't have to go back and redo those things, but I also learned from tonight that it's what's necessary. And I do know that I'm going to be happier with my project, which is going to serve then as a way for me to be reminded of when it happens with other bigger issues. So I hope you have that same kind of aha in your own life, either tonight or beyond. So I think it's helpful. Looking forward to seeing how everything's going to work out for me, because, as I go back to it tonight, I'm going to see that piece that I destroyed moments before starting this meditation, and wonder what the tower, what the thunderbolt has brought to me in the process. So, yes, here we are. Interesting to see how this is going to work for my personal intention. So again, metaphor, analogy, and then, big issue. Here it is. I'm going to send it out. I have the camera close enough to you guys to see. Here it is. It is burning. It is burning. It is burning. Away. Here we go. That's mine. This is ours. Everyone's intentions. Everyone's question. Everyone's tower. Wow. Here goes. And just like the tower, we are burning it away. That fire is burning and sending it out to the world, to the universe. From those ashes rises the phoenix of our project, intention. And I thank you for making that journey. That's one that takes a lot of courage to draw the tower card, to draw this thunderbolt card, to know that sometimes we have to unmake in order to make. As anyone that has repurposed anything, and I am seeing one of my friends on tonight on Zoom who does that quite a bit, Sue, can see the beauty in something, and by repurposing something that she's got to pull apart and recreate, there's a lot of satisfaction and a lot of metaphor for life that I'm sure you are getting when you do that. So thank you on Zoom, and Kathleen, I love you both. Mwah. And let's see who is on YouTube. As I said before, when I posted today, guys, I had a little problem with the Facebook connection. It's creating a link and an event, and yes, it does go live, but I can't figure out how to get you guys there. Because what's happened is it's created an event for this live stream that is a private, by default, event that I cannot figure out how to change. I will figure that out. But until then, I thank you for kind of finding us on YouTube when you could, if you have. All of my pals there. Here we are. There's Ria. Hello. She says she lost me. I hope you found me again, Miss Ria. Let me know. Also, like and subscribe. I don't say that enough. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Please forward this on. If you have a friend that says they need some time and quiet time and stillness, you can confidently say, hey, you're guided through the process, but you still have the opportunity to create yourself within the process, because that's what I like to provide. So, send people this way and to get more folks signed on and with us. Otherwise, our Course in Miracles discussion group that talks about the book Course in Miracles Experiment meets again tomorrow. Looking forward to some new things in the future. I'm excited about pulling some things up for myself and to get us more involved and back into some spiritual events and modes. And so I thank you all for being inspirations to me, for me, with me. And again, let's go knock down some stuff and go back up again. And let's check in. Send me some comments. Let me know what's going on with you throughout the week so that we can see that we're helping and you can feel like you are being heard. So have a great night. Happy November. Who can believe it is? I won't focus too much on the time again, but wow, it was fast. Be well, have a good night, and I love you.